Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching for Football. First of all, I hope you subscribe to my channel. And then also my background, it's my 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator, as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about what we call orange. Okay, it's just simply orange is the call. And what orange means, that one word, is it's the front, it's the line stunt, it's the read blitz, and it's the coverage. It's all of that. Okay? So especially against teams that are up tempo and our power read teams, as well as up tempo, the simplification, right? One word, we can just use our signboard. We have this, what we choose to use that day, game for orange. The kids know that that's the call, and we can keep up with the tempo. When substitute along the way, the kids are told it's orange as they're coming out, right? So it's very easy to do in practice. So what this presentation is, if you go to my RPO coverage playlist, you'll learn. Please watch Gray Read, because this coverage is Gray Read. Orange is Gray Read with the read blitz coming from opposite the motion. Okay, so it's a different simplicity for us, and it's a different read for the quarterback. So instead of the blitz coming from the side of the motion, now the blitz is coming opposite the motion, hence orange. Okay, so orange is Gray Read. Orange is also the defensive line slanting to the Lucky Ringo. Okay, and so in this particular case, the whole premise of orange is we're going to blitz opposite the halfback. Okay, that's first. So it's going to be a Ringo to start, and it's always the outside linebacker. Okay. The moment we get a rabbit call, and now we have the mob, which is motion into the backfield. This is a structure change. So now it's going from one back to two back. See my base 3-4 playlist where I have presentations on structure change and so forth. Okay. Mob is motion into the backfield. And you can tell by the course that's taken and the speed and everything. It's very different. So we're teach our players that we scheme up for it. There's a lot involved in terms of timing and pre-snap calls in this. But as soon as the rabbit and we see the mob motion as the dime starts to move in until he gets past the tackle, and you can see it, the safeties start the rope process as well. And now, excuse me, it checks to Lucky, because now we want the blitz coming opposite the motion. Okay. Another key and indicator is that wide receiver motion only occurs opposite the offset halfback. Okay, so that's huge, and it's a major detail. So you tell your kids, obviously, okay, if this is a West, it doesn't say it. West is a Ringo. Now the only motion possibilities is coming from our right. So as soon as that motion occurs, and you got to teach your kids which motion guys it could be, it's going to be number 2. All right. That when he motions and you rope, now you got to automatically check the pressure in orange the other side, because it's based off the motion. Okay. So it's going to check Lucky. What's going to happen here is we're going to have the outside linebacker. We do not, because we're slanting number 1, we do not want the outside linebacker executing a D crash from the tight end position. Not possible. So what he ends up doing is he also slants and then gets upfield to set the edge. That's his way of read blitzing the motion, because the outside linebacker is responsible. Okay? He is responsible for that. He's not in any particular color because he's not really blitzing, but he's setting the edge for the outside run. Okay? And that's why he's doing it. So that's a whole different technique, and I don't mind going back to show you, than from a detached D-crash read blitz from a detached outside linebacker. That's different. Okay? So when it is, in fact, motion to a rover, in this case, who's on a tight end, he is executing the read, and it's an automatic. It's even easier because you don't have to wait to see if the back's coming. The motion's coming to you. He's not coming into the backfield and then likely going away. And if he does go away, like we call whirlybird motion, we can live with it. Okay, we can live with it. So this is the read without a read. Okay, when it's a wide receiver motion, in this case, when you're on a tight end, you're not detached. This is the big coaching point. You become part of the slant away from the motion, and you set the edge and tackle the wide receiver, the outside portion of the power read. That's your responsibility. Okay. The defensive end here is also quarterback. There's all kinds of lines. It was getting a little messy, so I didn't put quarterback in there. He's reading quarterback, bending back inside if the quarterback keeps it. If not, he's going to peel and help tackle the wide receiver. He's quarterback. He's quarterback to wide receiver, as he always is, as the backside inside linebacker. Okay? It's still sky support. Usually what happens in the scheme is the running back now is blocking on the perimeter for the wide receiver. So since it is sky, he is going to set the edge, protect his outside arm and leg, defeat the block of the running back. So in case the wide receiver has the football and gets around the rover, he's there because he does have force. Okay, so he's an extra outside guy against the wide receiver motion, which is beautiful. If the rover doesn't get him, the whip will. And if the rover does get him, wonderful. Okay. That means the quarterback made a misread as he should have kept the football. Okay. And now again, what happens? This is 31 B gap as he's coming downhill. As the guard folds in, right? One side, either side of the guard, outside, inside, is an extra gap. That's the add the gap concept. We want him fitting outside because the slanting defensive lineman, nose and backside end, as well as the backside linebacker, are going to be more help if the quarterback is forced to turn inside on that. That's the reason for it. Okay. So again, I'd encourage you to see the gray read presentation. I'd encourage you to see orange versus just the halfback as well. I gave you a little sneak look at it in this presentation, but that's a whole separate presentation by itself. If you have any questions, again, I always encourage you to email me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com, and I'd love to talk football.